Okay. Doo doo. Welcome back to the stream. Gonna be a tough one today. I'm still on the thing is like I'm still not happy with the solution I found with the teleportation stuff. So just keep on going with it. There's nothing really else I can do. Until I find a solution I'm happy with, we're just going to keep on doing it. So yeah, gonna be a tough one today. Yeah, it's not really going to change hugely. There's things like if I set the visible value of the NPC is one thing. The thing about the I would because I really don't want to. I know I can use the chunk loader, but I don't want to. And I could also use an alternative chunk loader like weird engadget or persistent bits. But again, I would prefer not to. I'd prefer to. It's just like this issue with the NPC becoming invisible after teleportation, and it's just about trying to find like a really good solution to it. And I think there is one like around, but it's just trying to find that. So yeah, let's try my best on that. Because it's so crucial to get this how I want it. But we're going to try a few things today. The thing I thought about before I even started this, but I'm not sure if it'll work now. Now I've looked into it a bit more, is I would love to be able to. What's going on here? Oops. Yeah. It's kind of cool. Okay. Whereabouts is this guy? So there's the chunk loader, right? I'm guessing. I'm not sure exactly what spot we're at here. He's over here. Because what I was thinking, like, I would like to be able to just, when this guy gets to the end of the scene, like, I could do something like delete him, or even kill. Yeah, I could do a kill and then a summon on the other side, right? Possibly. A lot of it is to do with one thing I'd never actually tried. Is there a thing? I wonder if somehow this value gets changed. That's what I'm thinking. I think maybe that is the case. Let's just give it a go, and we'll just have a mess around with it. Yeah, you see, it just still doesn't work properly. I don't know why this doesn't. Yeah, it's not finding anything else. Should I just put this one back? Scene start. I just want to see if it does work properly. If it does, the thing is, like, if I can get it to work properly, it's possible I can just leave it like this. But I don't. I want to exhaust every possible solution before we just leave it. Decide we're going to go for this, right? So we'll just copy this guy over. just to make sure we're good. We'll do that. I mean, it's certainly more reliable than it was before. I mean, and to be honest, this is not giving me much. Why is it not going here? So I don't understand. Why is it not? Is there something wrong? Maybe it's something wrong with these command blocks. They need to be chain or something. Maybe. Don't think we're going to get him back at this point. If I can get this running perfectly in this mode, I think this is a good like testing mode, and then we can try and improve it in a minute. What on earth? I mean, I could always even get rid of this, couldn't I, in a way? No, I can't. It needs to be based on this. I just want to check that this is running properly. Oh, this is so stupidly basic, but sorry about that. It's not running, is it? That's what's going wrong. It might be running. I'll just do it on a repeat, but needs redstone. That'll be the best way to do it, right? So I can see if the redstone signal is actually coming in. Because I don't really understand this. I don't know how I managed to get this to work on the other things. And you know what I think I might need to do? I'm not entirely sure why, but if I swap these, if we do this instead, right? For some reason I find this works better. Suppose scene reset C2. I mean, I might leave it like this. I think that the interesting thing is that the problem with the spawner is there is something a bit odd about the spawner. Like if you look at the, it's in roles, isn't it? No, it's not. Is it in roles or is it in jobs? Jobs, sorry. The chunk loader keeps chunks loaded for 10 minutes after the player left. That's basically got no value to me though. So there's other. I may need to use a different chunk loader. You see, this is why I don't like it, and I'd like to try something different. Basically. What? Why? Why is that still not working? That's just so annoying. Is this something to do with this conditional thing? I have no idea, to be honest. So once I get these things working better, it'll be easier for me to... You can't do that now. I forgot that doesn't work. It did actually kind of work, but only once I moved and it registered again. Which is kind of odd. He's like, why does it stop like that? It's so weird. Interesting. It seems like as soon as you get here, doing the test at the beginning doesn't work properly for some reason. I wonder if I did this as an A. Would that be any better? Maybe. Oh. That's kind of weird, like what he does there. Because the first bit actually did work that time, for some reason. What if I got rid of that? What would happen? Just out of interest, right? Is this something to do with the carpet? I'm just not convinced it's not to do with the carpet. We'll see that. So he always manages to make it to this spot and he just doesn't move. Which spot is this? 65, 20, 90, 20. It's such a weird thing that. Would it work just if I excluded it? Only works at the second time of asking. Okay, that is problematic though. It means that when the player arrives here, it seems like I would need to teleport the player here again, just so we can move with the player. So you'd need to do something like this to get it to work each time. We'll just put this there. I'm surprised it doesn't go back. I guess because he hasn't got the TP in there at this point. Yeah, I can't get rid of that much. Isn't it? Wasn't it that? I think it was that. Not that. Right? So basically, to ensure that it doesn't happen, that when you arrive it doesn't move, it's something to do with TPing that you can't. I wonder what that is. Hmm. I wonder if it was like a pressure plate I landed on. If that would make a difference. Right? Something like that. I don't know. I think my first option was probably the best one. Is that not? Again, he didn't seem to move that time. That's weird. It should be like fairly consistent here. You know what it is? So maybe it's not to do with the teleport. Why is he not moving it? But yet when I do it, go back and I go back in, he then will do it. See, that is weird, right? It's only when I go out of range. No. I want to see what's going on here. I feel like I just don't understand the command blocks maybe as well as I should. Not now. So what? That was weird. What? Okay, now I'm confused. Well, I must have just put in the wrong command. Could have sworn it's test 4. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, you know what it is. The comparator is only a numbered output, so it won't trigger any of these. It's still not making any sense, though, this. Ugh. They really should be able to execute those in sequence, just like that. If it's 1. Yeah. I do wonder what has happened there, though. I did him too low. What the hell? Jesus Christ. Why just don't change something like a game rule or something? Why is the command blocks not working? No, they're working. But yet this command has totally stopped working for some reason. Isn't that odd? You just don't want to do anything. Wow. That makes no sense. I'm literally using the same command in 2 blocks that are like 10 blocks away from each other. This is some sort of Y level thing. No, even if the comparator is messed up, this is no way that this. Why on earth is it not doing that? At no point is it saying that it's found it. That is truly bizarre, that. Again, it's not playing it. Do I need to do this? Oh yeah, you see, that's why. So what I basically need to do is I need to put a repeater here instead. Yeah, I'll just... Give it a go, it's gone now. Again, nothing though. It's only... Let's try something else here then. So one of you is going to be reset, and one of you is going to be start. Okay. This is something I really don't understand. The comparator is somehow doing something to it. There you go. Well, I've done it the wrong way around or something. I think so. The signal's only one. Okay. Alright, we'll just put it here then. I feel like this is the problem though. So you're the reset. You're the start. This needs to be longer, and this needs to be got rid of. Okay, better. Still not. Okay, maybe. You can see that it's still not consistent behavior. Yeah, it's just not consistent. Doesn't matter, I could stay here for any amount of time, right? And it will still not be consistent. And dip in for half a second. Anything that's consistent seems to alternate between working and not working. That's not much use to me. It's something to do with the falling edge or something, isn't it? Maybe that's what I don't understand. I thought it worked in the. It doesn't work. Works. I feel like it worked twice in a row there. Doesn't work. Next attempt. Works. Next attempt. You see, it worked twice in a row there. What on earth? What on earth? I mean, I assume it's to do with this, right? I just hope it is to do with this. Otherwise, this is not gonna be good. The scene reset you would think has to take place earlier. It's quite a common theme, actually, isn't it? What's going on here? You know what? There's no point actually breaking all this. What I think we'll do is we'll just go down the side here. So we'll do scene start and the reset. Certainly, if we look at the way I did it before, the reset needs to happen substantially before. And I think the reset, because the reset doesn't spawn anything, I think doing it quickly is fine. So we could actually even leave the reset here. It's this one which is going to be the problem. We need to make this longer, basically. You can go in there. You can actually just do this. Yep. I mean, I possibly got the ability to just put that there like that. Oh, you can't, can you? Well, do that. I mean, that's probably too long. Surely I don't need that long for it. Yeah, it doesn't work on a falling edge, so that's fine. I think I'll let him TP. I think that probably a good way to do this is to not let him TP until much later, like that. Just gives me time to test it, right? Because you see, once I can get this working properly, I want to start adjusting the timings to get it really good, and then I should potentially be able to just replicate it again and again, and it should be good timings. We hope. Obviously, these times, even there, is not right timing. That's a good sign, though, because that doesn't normally happen. Go out, and we go back in. So yeah. Disappointing, to be honest. That it didn't. Still, it's not working. Even with that additional... Is it maybe this that's the problem? No, it's not that. It literally makes no sense to how this guy is just staying there. Weird. The scene is running. Where is he coming from there? You know what I don't like? The fact that scene was C1 is still running. I don't imagine that's having an effect, but it might be. You never know. From what I've learned is that it could be, to be honest. Okay, what we're going to do... You... go here. And then you... can take this guy. Stop it from running. It may not be having an effect, but it might be. I think that works, right? Let's just do this anyway. We'll know. We'll know if we get TP'd or not. Yeah, that's good. TV. That's good. Well, at least we can rule that out then. I think there is a problem here, but it's a problem we're going to have to do a manual solution to. The problem is that when I arrive, it's the only advantage is that it's a problem that is only likely to fail once in a row. It's like, the way to look at it is this, and I'll probably just end it here because I will have to. There is obviously a solution, and that is what I'm doing at the moment. If it doesn't work, I just walk back and do it again. Basically, there's a clear point that after 4 seconds, the character should be at a certain point, like over here, right? Is there a way to do like a not gate? How would you do that? That's what I'm thinking. Like, if the character is not at this point there, then we would want to do reset and play again, right? And then it probably would work if I did that. And then if it didn't work, we could just do it again. But we need the character to be at a certain point. It basically needs to be yeah, this is an interesting one, isn't it? It needs to be. I don't know if I'm going to think about how to actually do this. But we are like, there is a solution here, and it will work, and it will be. Again, it's not going to be that bad, right? The solution is if the character is not there. If the character is there, we need to do nothing, which is interesting. Or the better way to do it would be if the character is still here. Yeah, we could do off this one. Once this registers the player, this guy should be moved after 4 seconds, right? So what you could do is you could do another one. You could do a timer off this. Yeah. That's what I'll do, right? Check for the character to be here. And then we can sort of plug it back in. If the character is there, we'll plug it back into this, right? That'll be the way to do it, right? And I think this extension is also pointless. Because if you think about it, right? This is the same thing here, right? There will be a lot of stuff I can remove and clean this up later. But you see, as it is, right? He's occasionally making it anyway. There's no real difference between how often he's making it. Sometimes he is, sometimes he isn't, right? See, so he didn't make it that time. And he's not going to make it, right? But then this time, he makes it. So it's completely random. So the way to do it is if he still hasn't made it after a certain period of time, then to try again, right? So that's what we're going to do next time, I think. I think it's not a terrible solution, actually. Because you see, that way we can do that. And only once we know it's working can we then start the camera, right? And that way we'll be sure it'll be sure to work. So I think that's good. That was a strange TP there. I don't know what happened there. But anyway, I think it's just... There may be more issues with it. But I think the interesting thing for me is just trying to get this, like... just trying to get the reliability higher. And it's quite a fun task. Okay, that'll do for now. Thanks for watching.